What's up? What's up? Listen, I'm sorry for being live. Being a mom in these homeschool streets, right? I'm out here doing what I got to do. Hopefully, we don't lose the connection. Hopefully, we don't have any issues. But y'all know what time it is. It's time for your free homeschool Q&A. Y'all come on in here, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. I'm picking my daughter up from work. Hey, baby, how was work? Good. I'm on live, just to let you know. But you can't see you. You good? All right, let's grab some sanitizer. Oop, there's a cart behind it. But y'all come on in here, say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. It's been a busy, very busy evening, afternoon, day, whatever you want to call it. But I'm here, all right? You good? So y'all come on in here and say, hey, what's up? Let me know that you're here. It's Wednesday. It is time for your free homeschool coaching, right? Your live Q&A. Hopefully everybody is having an amazing day. Hey, Kareem. Hey, girl. Hey, first time viewer. I appreciate you joining me. Hey, Erica. Hey, girl. Hey. So I'm being a mother. I had to pick my daughter up from work. And I didn't want to miss my obligations with you guys. So I did want to come live and make sure that we're all good. So you guys feel free to ask whatever questions that you have to ask, any questions. Y'all do me a favor, please thumbs up for me if you can hear me. Do have my AirPods on, and this is weird for me, but I want to make sure everything is good. So if you can, give me a thumbs up. Hey, Ruby. Hey, Kelly. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Look at Kareem. Kareem, where are you from? First time viewer. Ruby is on YouTube. Hey, girl. Hey. So thank y'all so much for joining me. But you guys are more than welcome to ask whatever questions that you may have concerning homeschooling. I'm going to talk, and as I get to a stoplight, I'll look at the questions and I'll answer the questions. So feel free to enter them into the comments, and as I stop at a stoplight, I will look at them, all right? But I don't want to do that while I'm driving. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about, a lot of questions that people are having right now is a lot of people are having issues with their child sitting down and getting their schoolwork done. Like it's becoming, they're fighting tooth and nails, right? The kids whining, the kids acting a fool, the kid's done with it. Like does maybe one lesson or part of one lesson, and they're done with that process, right? They don't want to do it anymore. They're not staying focused or anything to that effect. So what I wanted to mention to you guys in that moment is that you have to take age into consideration, right? So if you are, and then you also have to take into consideration how much you're trying to, or what you're trying to do as far as the schedule is concerned. So say for instance, if you are homeschooling, we talked about age groups and the different time slots you should be homeschooling your children. Again, guys, I'm driving, I'm out here being a homeschool mom, right? I'm out here in these streets, literally in the streets. If you have questions, you're more than welcome to put them in the comments and I will answer them when I get to a stoplight. But right now, what I'm speaking on is how to help your kids stay focused, how to help your kids, how to push through those moments when the kids don't want to do schoolwork, right? A lot of the issues that we have is one, that we're requiring our kids to sit for too long to do schoolwork, right? So, and when I say that for too long, say for instance, you've got a a 3-year-old, and you want your 3-year-old to sit for a total of 30 minutes to do a lesson. A 3-year-old is not going to do that. We all know that, right? 3-year-olds are all about movement, all about playing, all about, busy. What's this? What's that? What can I do here? And so having them sit for 30 minutes at a time is not reasonable, okay? So at that age, I suggest that you're doing short lessons throughout the day. So I would say no longer than 5 minutes, and you're doing it throughout the day. You're doing lots of reading. You're grabbing books, you're reading. You're doing maybe story or circle time on YouTube. There are several people that have circle time things that are videos or whatever on YouTube. You can do circle time as far as that's concerned, but you're doing it in increments to give them a break. When they get older, from that 5 to 7 years, and I would say 5 to 7, but 5 to 7 years old, think about when the kids are in kindergarten, in that grade, kindergarten or first grade, okay? So the teacher teaches, right? 10 to 15 minutes. The teacher teaches 10 to 15 minutes. Then they may have like a worksheet or something that they're working on at the desk, right? And then they do centers or they move on to something else. So even at that age level of 5 to 7 in a traditional school setting, teachers are not requiring students at that age level to sit for 30 minutes and do schoolwork. And so, okay, if you're at home and you have a 5 or 7 year old and you're trying to require them, or you have them trying to sit for 30 minutes to get schoolwork done, they're going to fight you tooth and nail, right? Because it's normal. It's completely normal for them at 5 to 7 years old to not be able to sit still for a full 30 minutes of time. Okay. So I'm sitting at a light. Let me grab these questions real quick. Okay. Lakeisha says, hey, Sean, hope your day has been amazing. It has. It's been busy, very busy, very busy. Ruby says, good vibes. Karina's from Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay. All right. A. Marie Thomas is a first time viewer. Hey, girl. Hey, tell me where you're coming from. Okay. And so back to that. So we're talking about the 5 to 7 year olds, right? So that makes sense. Okay. Now, as they get older, so you're doing that 8 to 10 year old age, right? Even at an 8 to 10 year old age, when they're sitting in class, they're maybe sitting for again another 15 and 20 minutes while the teacher gives the instruction, right? She gives a lesson, walks them through it. Let's talk about coordinating conjunctions, right? And she's teaching them what it is. She's doing examples on the board. And, is this a coordinating conjunction or is this not a coordinating conjunction? Like she's doing that for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And then she gives them a worksheet or she gives them some type of activity, group activity, one-on-one is that she just taught them. Okay. So she's standing in front of the class for 15 to 20 minutes teaching the lesson. And then the children are doing their own activity or worksheet. She may be walking around the classroom to make sure they understand, make sure they're on the right track, double checking to make sure that your child or their child or the children are not stuck. Okay. And so again, let's think about that. If the teacher is sitting there for 15 or 20 minutes and she's teaching, their expectation is that 8 to 10, that 8 to 10 year old is able to sit for that 15 to 20 minutes and do that lesson and then be able to do whatever worksheet activity to go along with the lesson as well. So if you are requiring your 8 to 10 year old to sit again for 30 minutes, just sit flat out, right? Whether you're sitting right next to them teaching or not, but you're expecting them to sit for 30 minutes, it's not going to work. It just logically doesn't work. They're kids, y'all. They're not adults. They're not, I don't want to say boring, but they're not accustomed to sitting when they have to sit for long periods of time. It is completely normal for them to need a break within 20 minutes or so from whatever it is that they're doing. Okay. And so that's that age group. Okay. And what I would say in that mindset, so if you have an 8 to 10 year old, and this is what I did with my 10-year-old, he's now 11, well, 8 to 9 in that group. We did 30 minutes for each subject. Okay. So we did 30 minutes each subject. He had an opportunity to set a timer, and what he would do is he would break it up into 15-minute increments. So he would break up, like he'll do the first part of his work for 15 minutes. He'd get up, maybe go walk around, kick the soccer ball, go outside for a hot minute, maybe 5 minutes, and then he'd come back into the house and finish his second section or increment of 15 minutes. Okay. So instead of making him sit there for the entire 30 minutes, he was able to break that up and do it that way. I have a client in particular, and I think this is absolutely amazing. What she has her child do is run up and down the stairs, right? So they finish work or they finish an assignment, and the kid has a bunch of energy and wants to move around and start sitting there. She tells him real quick, okay, go up the stairs real quick. The baby runs up the stairs, runs back down the stairs, comes, sits down, and does their work. Okay, whatever it works. Okay, guys. So again, remember that logically, what works for that particular age group. Take the whole school thing out of it, but put the whole thing of how long can a 8 to 10 year old sit and do one task, no matter what it is. Okay, all right. How long can they do that? Y'all let me know. Okay. I'm coming up on the light, so if you got comments, put them quick so I can read them real quick. Let's see. A. Marie says, yes, my 7 and 8 year old, I at anything but more than 10 minutes. So she's bougie or she acts a fool. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yeah, long periods of, yeah. And so y'all, you have to think about it. And it doesn't matter first of all, let's just be clear, okay? If you transition from traditional school to homeschooling, then the kids are used to doing work at school, staying focused at school, right? And then coming home and having whatever chill time that they're going to have. Okay. And for example, for us in our house, when we told our kids that we were homeschooling, our kids thought, well, the boys in particular, not my daughter, but they thought that they were going to be chilling, right? They thought we about to chill. We about to do whatever it is. Like, this is about to be fun, right? Because this is my relaxed place. This is my safe place. This is where I chill. And so it took a minute to change that thought process of, nah, I know that this is your chill place, but we're going to take some time to focus and then you can chill after. Okay. And so that's, again, something to think about in the whole situation. All right. Again, guys, I am driving. If you have comments, please put them in there. As I stop at stoplights, I am reading them. A. Marie is from Atlanta. Okay. Emery says this. I have an 8 and a 10-year-old, 30 minutes per subject, 15-minute increments is the break in between. Love that. This is what I do with my 8-year-old. The 10 and 11-year-old wants to get it done. Exactly. Okay. So again, think about it. And some kids, it's fine. I will use my daughter, for example. She's like, let me hammer this out. Let me get this done. Right. My 15-year-old is the same way. He may get a little distracted, but his basic thought is, let me get this stuff done. Like, that's his thought. And so with that being the case, then it's easier for them to finish their schoolwork and they typically get done earlier than my 11-year-olds. However, my 11-year-old goes through that whole same thing that the normal kids go through. Oh, I don't want to do this. Do I have to do this? This is boring. Like, they go through that whole spiel as well. Lakeisha says, as an adult, I can sit long times. My kiddos are like myself, interactive and hands-on. Some learning better, moving. Exactly. There you go. Caroline says, time management with my kids is my biggest issue. I keep the lessons to 30 minutes for each subject for the 9 and 6-year-old, but it's never enough to finish yet just one lesson. I have to play catch up in the late afternoon. Okay, so, and I said your name. I said Caroline. I'm sorry, Kareen. Okay, I apologize for that. Kareen, what is it that is stopping you from being like your time management? What's happening? Okay. One of the things for us for time management, and I will speak from my standpoint, was that I personally was getting distracted. So I would have a list of things to do, right? I'd have a bunch of stuff to do. My kids would start schoolwork and I would start trying to do that bunch of stuff. Oh, let me get laundry started. Oh, let me get dinner started. Oh, let me go do this. Let me take this phone call real quick. I started doing that type of stuff and it started kind of derailing what was happening in our homeschooling area, right? Because I'm disturbing the peace, right? I'm disturbing what is already going on. And so that's a good question. What exactly is it that you're concerned with time management? Okay. Because even if you're spending 30 minutes and you're only getting one lesson done, then there's something going on there that we need to dissect. Okay. So what is it in the 30 minutes or what is it in your day that causes you only to get down to, one lesson in a day and then you have to play catch up? If I were you, Kareen, let me stop making up your name. If I were you, Kareen, what I would start doing is, say tomorrow, I would actually start writing down what I'm doing. So if I'm getting up, and I would be detailed, and I know it's going to take some time, but okay, we got up at 8 o'clock and I started laundering. Okay. And then the kids woke up and we got breakfast. Okay. Then my mom called. Okay. Then we got back to school and then I had to call the doctor's office. Okay. Then I did this and I checked my email while I was doing this. Okay. Then I did that. Like, make a list of what you were doing throughout the day. And then when you go back to the next day, go back to it and see if there are some things that you can cut out or that you have been doing to harm yourself as far as time management is concerned. Queen says, oh my God, I just realized I do get sidetracked and do other things. Yes, and it matters, right? That matters, okay? So if I'm going to, and I'm not saying don't get your stuff done because that's me. I do get laundry done. I'll get dinner started. I'll go do, like, wipe down my bathroom. I'll go do those things. But when I walk away to do those things, it's not a bunch of me walking out, walking in, walking out, walking in. It's me separating myself, going for a nice little chunk of time, and then coming back and making sure they are good. And so be mindful when it comes to the time management. Where are you focused? When my kids are in class, short of a call from my husband, I don't answer my phone, period. Short of members of the masterminds have my, and masterminds, if you're unfamiliar, it's a group coaching session. And basically what happens is these ladies get a Monday coaching session with me every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. They do a homeschool coaching. But on top of that, they also have my personal phone number, and they're able to text me and call me throughout the week and ask questions about what's going on with their homeschooling journey. So they have direct access to me throughout the week. Now, short of my husband and those ladies calling me, I don't answer my phone. I don't. I turn it on silent, or he said, go lady, be blessed. That's what he just said. Come on, keep it moving. Sorry, y'all. So short of that, so short of my husband calling, and even if my husband is calling, I'll answer his question quickly. And if it gets into a long conversation, then I have the conversation with him. Hey babe, the kids are in school, or we're doing schoolwork. I gotta go. And so I don't answer my phone because of that very reason. I don't try not to make phone calls, all that good stuff. If I'm gonna do laundry, then when I go out of the room, which is our school area, I go do laundry, I go get dinner started, whatever I'm gonna do, go fold clothes, whatever it is I'm going to do, and then I come back to the schoolroom. But I'm not going back in and out, in and out, in and out of the schoolroom. I try not to do that. And again, my olders are good with that. They're okay. It's the younger one that gets extremely distracted when that happens. Okay. So again, Kareen, make a list. Start tomorrow. Just do your day like normal. Okay. Do your day like you normally would. And as you do things, just make a note. Okay, I did this. I made coffee. I warmed up my coffee for the third time. I warmed up my coffee for the 5th time. Just make notes of what it is that you were doing. And I guarantee that the time management that you're concerned about, you'll see exactly where it's happening. You'll see where you're losing that. Okay. Y'all bear with me. Again, I'm about to pull into my driveway, and as soon as I do, I will be able to look at the comments, get your questions ready. You've got me for another 10 minutes or so. So let's get all these questions answered that we can possibly answer, okay? And if you're interested in the group coaching sessions that we do, you can go to my website, which is SeanTheHomeschoolGuru.com, and you click the coaching tab, and there are different options you can choose from. You want to choose the group coaching option to get that option. Okay. I'll be there in a second, babe. All right. Thank you. Eat your, go ahead and eat, and then make sure you get in the shower. Wash your hands before you eat too. Kareen said, my daughter just told me she does want me to sit with her long enough, especially for the topic she needs help with. Thank you, Sean. You're welcome. And again, you can sit there, right? You can sit there for that time. You can do whatever it is that you need to do, but it's fine. Close it, baby. It's okay. Close it. Yeah. And so you can sit there for that time period. And I do, like, my boys, okay, just being like very frank with you, my older boy hates math. He doesn't want to do it. Right. And so I have found that sometimes he has cheated, as some kids do. I have found sometimes that he half does his work just to get, like, he'll just write down answers and not even try, just to get finished or get done with it. So as part of him, to make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to do, we have to do math together. So I have to sit with him while he does his math. Okay. My younger, I have to sit with him as well. Okay. So, I mean, it could be whatever works for you is what I'm trying to say. Kareen says, LOL, warming coffee for the times. Listen, I always warm up my coffee. Thank you so much, A. Marie. Again, that is my website. My website is SeanTheHomeschoolGuru.com. And if you're interested in the group coaching sessions, they are every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We get together, they come on, they pick my brain for however long they need to. And then again, throughout the week. So as we're moving throughout the week, they text me. They may message me, whatever the case may be, but they are the only calls that I answer during that time period so that I can make sure that they are good to go. Okay. Thank you so much for putting that up for me. So do you guys have any more questions? So we talked about the 3 to 5 year old age, and as far as scheduling, we talked about yeah, 5 to 7, something like that. And then we talked about 8 to 10, right? And so we talked about those ages. Now, as they get older and they start getting into that middle school age, they should be able to sit for a full 30 minutes. Like, by that point, you have worked them up from 5 to 10 minutes to 10 to 15 minutes to 15 to 20 minutes. By that time, you've worked them up to that. And if your child cannot sit for that long, I don't want you to be discouraged. I don't want you to be upset or anything like that. I'm not going to tell you anything's wrong with your child. What I am going to tell you is do what works for you. So even still in middle school, if your child needs a break, then bargain, do whatever, bribe, do whatever you got to do. Listen, sit down and do your math for 30 minutes and you can take a 5-minute break, okay? Or you can take a 15-minute break. Whatever you got to do to make it happen. By the time they're in high school, they should be able to sit down and do whatever it is that they need to do. Now, again, our children need to understand that although some parts of education are going to be fun, some of it is going to be fun, some of it is not going to be fun, right? Like you're going to have to read, okay? You're going to have to read things you don't want to read. You're going to have to do some things that you don't want to do, but it helps you out in the long run. And so be honest on with that. Be honest with that, right? My kids like that. My kids are like, I don't want to read this. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to teach this. However, comma, okay, there's a reason why we need to teach it. There's definitely a reason to teach this, okay? Yeah, you guys are more than welcome. Again, if you go to my website, and I don't think I can type on my phone. I was trying to be slick, y'all. Oh, I can. If you go to my website, let me see if I can do it. SeanTheHomeschoolGuru.com, all one word, okay? And then if you click the group coaching tab or the coaching tab up top, I think it says homeschool coaching. You'll have several different options. There's a discovery call, there's a one-on-one coaching, and there's a group coaching, and then there's the Facebook group. Now, what I would say to you about the group coaching, the reason why it's so good is if you're wanting somebody to walk with you step by step throughout the journey, I would suggest that you do that. If you're going to need more help, more of a process, I would suggest you do that versus a one-on-one. People tend to get the one-on-one hoping that they'll be okay and they'll need, like, oh, I won't need her. I've got everything that I need. But then what happens is they do need me again and end up having to pay more money instead of just paying the monthly fee to get me 4 times a week. Nope, 4 times a month. Okay. All right. So listen, it is 5:27. I'm ready to jump off of here. We talked today about scheduling. We talked about how to help your kids sit down and do their work. There are going to be some moments that you're not going to want to do your schoolwork. Sometimes it's the curriculum, to be honest with you. Sometimes it's just the subject, right? They don't want to do it. Sometimes they just don't want to do it, right? And we all have moments, even as moms, we're like, child, I'm not here for this. I'm not here for any of this. I need a break. I'm just not going to do it. Expect that your kids are going to need that too, okay? And sometimes a change of scenery helps with that. Sometimes rewards helps with that. Sometimes just taking a day off or and doubling up the rest of the week will help as well. And so what we'll do is if we take a day off, then, if we're taking a day off, then we'll do, so instead of doing math for 30 minutes, that next day we'll do it for 45 minutes, and the next day we'll do it for 45 minutes to cover what we missed. And so sometimes it takes just walking away, literally, and saying, you know what? Let's go to the park, or let's go to a field trip, or let's do this. It's just too much for us right now, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Anne-Marie. Karina says, so how do we manage that time among multiple age groups? I have 2, 6, and 9 years old. Okay. So Karina, knowing that information in general with you, your schedule, your time management is going to be more difficult because, again, you have the baby, right? You have the 2-year-old. The 2-year-old wants all your time. Every time you turn around, they want to learn. They want to do what the big kids are doing. Like, it's just a bunch, right, going on in that situation. What you can do, so that's probably, being honest with you, part of your time management issue is just trying to parent or take care of that 2-year-old, okay? And so what I would get in mind for you with the 2-year-old is get them their own assignments, busy boxes, different activities for them to do. There's a page that I share on my Facebook page all the time. I think it's Playful something. I can't think of what it is, but she has amazing kinesthetic activities for young kids that you can create on your own or that you can do. One of the things that I talk about all the time, and I mention it all the time because I think it's so dope, is you can do, and you're going to have to visualize, okay? So think about it, visualize it. So maybe you tape, you could do like shaving cream in a Ziploc bag, right? Okay. And then you put maybe a little bit of food color or something in there to turn the color, right? Then you take the bag to your table and have your child maybe write their letters in the shaving cream without giving getting the shaving cream all over the place. We talked about counting. You can have different ways and different activities to help them count. So part of your time management, Kareen, is, and I keep messing your name up. I said Karina 5 seconds ago. I'm sorry. Um, Part of your issue, Kareen, is the fact that you've got multiple children and you've got a young child in the midst of all of that. Okay. And so, what I would say for you, as far as multi-age children, what we do is the subjects that you can do together, do together. Okay. So, if there are things that you can do together and just change it per level, then I would suggest that you do that. So, for us, we have a 17, a 15-year-old, and 11-year-old. We may, for history, like we're all reading the same book, but their assignment is very different based off of their grade level. Okay. We're all watching the same documentary. Okay. But again, their assignment is going to be completely different based off of their age level. Okay. And that'll help you do some time management too. Now, there are certain things that you won't be able to do together. So if it's math time, then maybe the 9-year-old is doing some upper level addition, the 6-year-old is working on some one digit addition, and then the 2-year-old is working on basic counting. And so that will be literally you, like being a teacher in a classroom, and you're literally walking around with each of them, making sure that they are good to go. But it'll take some maneuvering. It'll take you getting used to it. It'll take you figuring out what works for your family. But I promise it's doable. You're not the only one that's homeschooling, 3 kids, especially a young one as well. Thank you so much for posting that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So listen, do me a favor, guys. I appreciate you so much. I'm out here giving all my knowledge, my information, taking our time away from my family to do this. Do me a favor, please, y'all. Do me a favor if you can. All I ask from you is that you like, share, comment. That's it, okay? That helps me go a long way. Just share into your local groups, share on your page, put some thumbs up for me, just tag some people, whatever it is. I'm out here in these homeschool streets, and I ask nothing of you but to share so that I can get my name out there, and that will help me in the long run, which will help me with sponsorships and all that good stuff. So please do me a favor, help your girl out, right? I'm out here helping you, so help me. All I ask is that you share, all right? Until next time, guys, which will be Monday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, y'all have an absolutely wonderful, blessed day, and I will catch you guys again later. Bye.